Hi, everybody. My name is Bob Bimbleton. I'm the national poll expert bringing you the latest results of the current polls. Now, there is a 2024 write-in wave that is sweeping the country. Good afternoon and welcome to this election poll roundup. The results, well, let's just say that right now they're a bit unconventional. Here's what America's local polls are revealing around the country. And no, this isn't a rerun of America's Funniest Home Videos. These are legit results, folks. Number one, the Texas 10-gallon opinion survey. The leading candidate right now in Texas is Yosemite Sam for President of the United States. Now, Texans have spoken, and the Lone Star folks are hollering for Yosemite Sam. Yes, apparently the mustachioed, rootin'-tootin' Wild West icon won over voters by promising more root beer in public fountains and a ban on all rabbits, which he called pestiferous varmints. Polls show Sam's cowboy hat size may have clinched it, as Texans admire a man who's not afraid of a 10-gallon challenge. So we're going to watch that one, guys, but come on back as we update these polls from around the country. The results are constantly changing as this election day goes on. Now, next is the Gator Vote Index in Florida. This is a leading candidate is SpongeBob SquarePants, leading for President of the United States. Apparently, Florida voters are tired of the usual characters. Now, this is interesting. They've rallied around Bikini Bottom's favorite sponge. Analysts suspect it's SpongeBob's goofy but consistent optimism that won over voters exhausted by real-world drama. One senior citizen in Boca claimed, "The world's a mess. SpongeBob knows how to keep a positive attitude even when he's underwater." Now, the Trump camp is reportedly, quote, frustrated, calling for a recount already in case voters were confused by the word SquarePants. Now, out of New York, the Brooklyn Bagel bailout, the leading candidate is Ferris Bueller, and that surprise lead in the Big Apple has poll experts scratching their heads. But upon closer inspection, it makes sense. New Yorkers say Bueller is the patron saint of taking a break from the grind. Ferris's campaign promise, unlimited sick days and free museum passes. Voters adored his irreverence for authority and complete disregard for high school truancy laws. So, again, another close race, but right now, in the local polls anyway, Ferris Bueller is leading the national candidates for President of the United States. Now, out of Wisconsin, we are looking at the Cheese Belt poll. Right now, Pee Wee Herman is the leading candidate. Fall behind is Trump and Harris. Now, Wisconsin is going wild for Pee Wee. It's the bike, folks. The voters say they trust a guy who can maintain a single-speed bike and loves breakfast. With promises to keep Wisconsin as weird as his playhouse, Pee Wee has captured the hearts of Wisconsinites around the state. So a lot of people are saying they did not see this coming, not at all. And one guy said, "What is a playhouse?" Now, number 5 is the Moon Pie Metrics out of Tennessee. It's a local poll, and leading right now is Dolly Parton's wig collection. Donald Trump is falling behind, as is Harris in Tennessee. Dolly Parton's legendary wig collection has outperformed both Trump and Harris by a landslide. Dolly herself isn't on the ballot, but her wig collection for kindness resonates deeply with the locals. The wigs are bigger than life, just like Dolly, explained one Nashville voter. And they give better speeches than most politicians. Hear, hear. I can get behind that feeling. So next on the list of local polls around the country, this is the Jersey Shore Index. Now, the leading candidate right now is Tony Soprano. It seems like New Jersey voters have a taste for a different kind of law and order. With his promise to handle traffic problems and, quote, negotiate persuasively, the late Tony Soprano leads the Jersey Shore poll by 20 points. Now, out of Minnesota, the Minnesota Nice poll The leading candidate right now is Mr. Rogers. And wow, I mean, the results are as wholesome as the people. Mr. Rogers is leading comfortably as voters say he, quote, brings the kind of decency we need back in politics. Now, in California, the California Sunshine Sample Poll has a leading candidate of the Terminator again. So many surprises here because this is typically a blue state, but Californians are experiencing a case of deja vu with the Terminator surging ahead. As one resident said, it's hard to beat a guy who says he'll be back and actually comes back repeatedly. So there it is, folks. That's the roundup of local polls that have their finger on the pulse of really what's happening as this election day unfolds.